The next episode of The Commercial Break starts now.
Oh, yeah, cats and kittens, welcome back to The Commercial Break. I'm Brian Green. This is my dear friend and co-host, the beautiful Kristen Joy Hoadley. A best to you over there,
and
Krissy.
Best to you, Brian.
And why not? Best to you out there in the podcast universe. How are you? I'm here. I'm alive.
Welcome home.
Thank you. I'm still suffering from jet lag, also known as Brian's a big baby. So, anytime I travel, I basically need 3 full days to get back operational.
Yeah, you do.
To which my wife says, fuck you, get up and watch the kids.
Exactly.
Oh, you went to London. I'm so sorry about your London trip. I'm so sorry about the 3 nights alone in a hotel with room service. A full bed to yourself. God forbid Brian be inconvenienced.
Oh, and thank you for the picture, too. You saw the friends that we have over there.
I did.
The ITV.
Oh, I did see the ITV friends.
And that one guy left.
I caught him in the morning. Yeah, Philip. The guy Phil. He left. I don't know what happened.
Fave.
Yeah, what happened with him? Did you read about it?
I sent you a article.
I read, but it didn't get into much detail.
No, I mean, somebody thought he was an asshole.
Somebody thought he was an asshole. Wasn't his brother arrested on pedophile charges or something like that? Somebody was telling me.
See that.
Some other listener sent me something.
Inside London info.
Yeah, inside London info. London was like going home to the mothership because I'm engrossed in British culture. It seems like 24 hours a day. Besides, not 24 hours a day, an hour a day. I'm engrossed in 24 hours a day. I'm engrossed in this British culture.
I didn't know this about you.
I fancy tea. That's what I do.
Cheerio.
Cheers, mate. Except that's Australian. I learned very quickly.
Oh.
I'm engrossed in. I love the British culture. I love the British television. I don't know why, but I just do. I like that brand of humor. And so going to London for my first time actually outside the airport, I've been to Heathrow a bunch, but I've never been outside. Going to London is like going home to the mothership. It kind of felt like home to me. First of all, it's so easy because they speak your language. If you can understand, if they're from certain parts of London, you can understand them pretty well.
You sound like you're from London.
Right.
If they're from other parts of London,
yes.
Just like Astrid says, sometimes she has a hard time with the southern accent, the real southern accent. She can't understand what they're saying. If you're from like Liverpool or something, forget about it. I don't understand a fucking word you're saying.
Fucking belted that, Paul. That was Scouse as fuck.
But it was so wonderful. London was so awesome. I just really enjoyed
I know. I want to
my
go.
time there. And I was only there for like 2 days. But I walked 55 miles. I went and saw Windsor Palace.
Yeah.
That was interesting.
You sent me the Downing Street pic.
Downing Street pic. You go to the Windsor Castle, and I walked there. So you go there, and London is just like all the buildings and the culture, and they have doorknobs that are older than any house here in the United States.
Yeah.
That's Europe in general, right? So there's all this beauty that's very authentic. It's not like Epcot beauty, which is the normal kind of it's the normal kind of culture I ingest.
Disney beauty?
Epcot. Yes, walking from town to town.
Oh, right.
When I go to the UK, you go to the UK village in Epcot, it's just there's just one building. And although it looks very UK, when you get to UK, you understand it's just there's such a difference in the authenticity. But then I walk all the way over to Windsor Palace, and the immense amount of space that this one family inhabits in the middle of downtown London is just fantastical.
It's wild.
It's hard to imagine.
Yeah.
I want to be at a place in my life where my home has multiple buildings that are there to do nothing but service my balls. You know what I'm saying? Like, I bet they have building after building after building on the grounds. And for the life of me, can't figure out exactly what those buildings are. They have ones for stable. They have everything you could think of. And so my imagination tells me that in that complex, there is one building just dedicated to King Charles's grooming habits.
Ball cleaning.
Ball cleaning. Like, he goes there, and they have the best ball cleaners in the world. And I bet he gets a straight razor ball shave. That's my guess, because the king deserves nothing less. And the fact that the British monarchy, in sum total, does exactly nothing, it's
symbolic.
It's so awesome. I just love it. I wish we had that here in the United States. King Bryan of TCB. I have a building outside of my house, too. It's a piece of cardboard that I built for my children. It's a cardboard fort. It's currently sitting out waiting to get picked up by the buildings. The buildings to service the buildings. It's just unbelievable. And I loved it. I loved every bit of it. Windsor Castle is immense. It's huge. Windsor Palace is huge.
It seems like it.
And someday we're going to get there, Krissy.
Yeah.
So
TCB live in London.
TCB live in London. Drop your drawers, give it to me in pounds, kids. Cheerio. Welcome to the commercial breaks. I'm going to take over Philip's position. I'm sorry, but if ITV called tomorrow and said we need somebody to take Philip's seat, I would do it in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat, Krissy, I'd leave you in a heartbeat. Really, that anybody who... Somebody texted me yesterday, like one of those strange numbers just texted me. Hi, we're looking for this, do you know anybody who would fill this position in a company I'm working for? But they said my name and they spelled it correctly, Bryan, B-R-Y-N.
Wait, they said, do you know anybody that would fill Brian Green's position?
Yes. Do you know anybody who would fit the position of co-host on the commercial break? And I was like, is Krissy leaving? The male one. And I'm like, am I leaving? Was that in the new contract? They texted, they said my name, Bryan, we would be grateful if you sent us a few referrals for this particular job description in the podcast industry. And I was like, how did you get my name and phone number? And then I asked, who are you? What company are you talking about? And so she sent me a link to the company they were talking about. And I thought to myself, if they're trying to woo me over to their company, they might want to send me a different link because Krissy is to like some local online newspaper.
Oh, God.
Wasn't a good fit. Was not a good fit. But
I'm not interested at this time.
If you're looking for a mediocre, low-level, unqualified audience growth guy, I'm your guy. Yeah. If you're looking for the real deal, I don't have any referrals for you. Krissy Hoadley.
Right.
So one of the reasons I went over to London is because of the London podcast show.
That's right.
So, we do a lot of self-deprecating humor here, the big conference,
Yes.
the big London podcast conference. I do have to say, we never shy away from the TikTok of the actual podcast. We're not afraid to break the fourth wall because we're not ever sure that we built one. But, and if we did, it would probably be...
The cardboard one?
Cardboard, yeah. Remember when we had that studio full of highly flammable materials everywhere?
Right. With random wires.
Wires hanging out, connected to things. Yeah,
we were doing a show one time when one of those, then they fell.
When they fell down. And I was sure one time the studio was on fire. I felt like it was my white snake moment. Which is terrible because lots of people died. But so... Yes. We go to the London podcast show. I do have to say this. What a buttoned up operation that was. Absolutely from beginning to end, top to bottom, front to back. This was such a great conference that they put on for the podcast industry in London, where the podcast industry is not as mature as it is here in the United States. But there was, I think, 8 or 9, maybe 10,000 people that were there.
That's incredible.
I was on a panel. I have given, how many?
You've been to quite a few.
I've probably spoken at every podcast conference since we started the podcast. Probably every single in-person podcast conference I've spoken at or been on a panel for. That's how Wild West the podcast industry still is. Bryan Green
with the
is a
commercial
catch.
breaks.
With the commercial breaks is a catch. I've probably been on stage, let's call it 13 times since we started talking about podcasting. Most of those panels, the people didn't even get my fucking name right. Yeah.
No, I was thinking about the
air horn? Drop the dead body!
Yeah, because you were at one and they did that. They kept doing that outside of the door.
Well, there was a panel going on. Death. Yeah. Whatever it was. Authentic talk about death and podcasting or whatever. And all you could hear, these poor ladies, all you could hear outside the door. So she'd be like, and when my mother died last September. It was such a sad event.
So you're saying the London awful. One was not like this?
No. Okay. Was not like this at all. Completely buttoned up. And part of the reason why I went there, we do a lot of self-deprecating humor on the commercial break. And I know some people like it, and some people have said it's a bit too much. But I just want you to understand our mindset here. Krissy and I had absolutely no intention whatsoever Period. That's just the end of sentence. No intention whatsoever.
Exactly.
We live in mediocrity. We do it down the middle. We do it as lazily as possible. We just do what we need to get by. That's our motto in life. Just do enough. Just enough. You don't have to excel at anything. Stop it. You're being an idiot.
Overachiever.
Fucking overachiever. A type my ass. I'm like a D type. I got D's in school. I'm type D.
Type D.
I'm a dick. I'm a douche. I'm a doppelganger of someone who actually does work. That's what I am. But the reality outside this studio is that there are a few of you that have been listening, and we're super grateful for that. And the show has grown in success, and
yes, thanks to you,
thanks
listener.
to you. Yeah, I don't even know any other way to put this, is that we're super grateful for every single listener. And what that means is we actually got an agent. We got someone else that believes our bullshit.
Yep.
We got someone that believes our bullshit, and his name is Matt Dicer.
He's amazing.
He's amazing. He's the guy who was responsible for bringing Joe Rogan to Spotify. It's just so funny to say in the same sentence.
I know, it doesn't
Joe
make
Rogan
sense.
on Spotify. Yeah, we're not sure what's going on with Matt's career, but something has happened, and now he's representing the commercial break. He went from Obama's Joe Rogan, call her daddy, to the commercial break.
Thank you, Matt.
Thank you, Matt. Honestly.
Good. I'm looking for the least possible amount of responsibility.
We don't know what happened, but somewhere along the way, we picked up a podcast agent. Matt is the best in the business. He's a class act all the way. And what we have been going through for the last 3 months is what a lot of podcasters and radio people and television people go through, and that's a contract renegotiation with our network.
Imposter syndrome?
Way imposter syndrome. Way imposter syndrome. I was talking to our good friend Allison Hare when I was over in London, and I was saying this is all just really hard to wrap my head around.
It is.
How many people are listening, and then how much other people are willing to pay to have us talk? I mean, my wife might pay to have someone have me shut up.
That's why she suggested you start the podcast.
That's right. So I would talk here and not at her.
Exactly.
Yeah. She's like, perfect.
You
He's
get a
so
break.
worn out
You
for
get
the
a
rest of
break.
the day. That's right. I don't have to hear his dumb musings about everything. So Matt is representing us, and he just did a lovely job of working with the network that we've been with really since the podcast started. Since we started monetizing the podcast, putting ads in the podcast, is a company called AdvertiseCast. Dave, Trevor, Rick, Brad, all the people over there have just, Anthony, they've been wonderful to us over the years. And I just want to take a moment to say thank you very much for extending our contract another year. We're happy to be with AdvertiseCast. They've always been good to us.
Yes, thank you.
The relationship won the deal. And I'm happy to report, Krissy, that we have signed that new deal, and we are guaranteed £86.90 over the life of the contract, the 12
Drop
months.
the beat.
It's unbelievable.
I know.
I negotiated in pounds.
Yeah.
I got one over on them.
Why not?
Because if you will realize, there's $1.07 for every pound.
It
So
adds
what
up.
we're really making is $90 over the course of the contract, which means that, yes, Road, we will be able to make our monthly installment payments now on the one Roadcaster that we bought at the beginning of the show.
Yeah, we got one over on him.
Yes, right. And the microphones, Mr. Mike Smith owes you for those microphones. Mike Smith from The Commercial Breaks. Go find him. Not sure what his address is. Wrigley Field, I think. So when we were over
Wimbledon?
in Wimbledon, I think Wimbledon was, when is Wimbledon?
Tennis.
I know, but I know what it is. When is it? Do you know?
Oh,
Isn't
I
it
don't
like
know
right?
when.
Isn't it like right around now? Wasn't it going on?
Yeah,
when
I think
was
it's
there?
warm weather.
Yeah, warm weather. Yeah, you don't want to play tennis in cold weather. You don't want your cold balls and your cold ball. The way that those people dress, you want nice warm weather.
Yes, you
Because
do.
those girls are wearing the shortest of skirts, and those guys, those are nut huggers, fantastical nut huggers a lot of those guys
Yep.
wear. I don't know how you're not afraid when your patootangs is just not going to, like your tea bag is just going to fall out. I'm sure it's happened. It's got to have happened.
Well, it reminds me of the basketball shorts from like what, the 70s?
Oh, yeah.
Where they were super short.
I know. And like Dr. J apparently had like a 10-foot cock. And I don't know how he got away with that.
Jock straps, I guess.
I met Dr. J. He owns a golf course here
What?
Dr. J. Yep, Dr. J. Julius Irving. He owns a couple golf courses, a golf course, I think, maybe
did not
two,
know that.
here in Atlanta, near the Atlanta area. So we did sign this new contract. We are happy to be with AdvertiseCast. Thanks to Matt Dysart. I just had to shout that out loud because it's a trying process. It's stressful for everybody involved, and I didn't make it any easier being my stupid ass. So I really appreciate everyone on both sides of the fence coming together to get it done. This means that we're contractually obligated to never end this fucking show. We are now contractually obligated to sit here and do more episodes of the commercial break.
That's right.
So one way or the other, you're getting your 144 episodes. And I may not be a part of all of them, but you'll get your 144 episodes. Krissy, have you found a suitable replacement for me?
I have not. You're irreplaceable, Brian.
I know. I'm irresistible, irreplaceable,
You are.
and irrepressible. What does
It's that-
irrepressible mean?
It's that type D.
Yeah, type
personality
type
that you
double
can't
D.
you can't find. It's
That's
everywhere.
right. Triple D. I'm here in Wisconsin, where they fry up cheese like nobody's business. It's time for another episode of Diners, Drive-Ins, and Die. We're giving him the sham wow factor here in Wisconsin, where they've been making these cheese curds for over 60 years. Let's go in and meet Betty and Dave, who are desperate to get customers in the door. Tell me about how you started the restaurant. We're about to file bankruptcy. Don't worry. Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives is going to make you super popular. You're going to get crushed by the weight of popularity.
Apparently, there is a spike in business.
He makes people crazy rich by just showing up. You know, it was hot to knock that guy for a while.
Well, we
including
did one
me.
episode.
Yeah, well, I said he should have been at the Rage Machine going Flavor Town, Pound Town, Flavor Town, whatever the fuck he
The
was
Rage
saying.
Against the Machine concert.
He was at the Rage Against the Machine concert with that stupid hat upside down.
I said, hey, let everybody go see some Rage Against the Machine.
I know, but
You had a problem with it.
I wish he just would have can he tame the hair a little bit? You know, walk in and just be a normal guy. No, he's got to be at Flavor Town all the time.
But you said he had a hat on.
He did. Well, he had
Okay, well, he's taming the
that
hair.
sun visor
Oh.
that no one's worn since 1982. I like the guy. I do because I bring me somebody who on a Saturday afternoon, like let's say you check into a hotel room, right? And you're looking for something familiar on the TV just to kind of be background noise while you're
Yes.
getting ready for dinner or
It's
something.
perfect for that.
Triple D is awesome. And then there's also Diner Dives, Dives, whatever the fuck that show is called.
Yeah.
So I say that even though he may be a little bit obnoxious at times, he is kind of comfort food for our eyeballs. And I have to tell you that I don't mind watching a couple episodes of Triple D.
No.
No. In between my British comedies, of course. So we signed this new contract over in London, but let me tell you about how I have to get there, because going anywhere for me is like a super anxiety-inducing, ridiculous, just anytime you have to travel through an airport in the United States, it is an absolutely miserable fucking experience.
Well, you take those drugs through too. So
Well, that was a bit of a concern to me. I had to call up a friend and ask him how exactly I get the drugs through customs. And he said, just carry them. Yes. And I'm like, yeah, but how do you do that? So I was having this conversation legitimately, not for me, but I was like, how do you
for a friend.
Yeah, for a friend bringing them over there, right? So I'm like, aren't you afraid in an international airport are you fucking kidding me, man? I rolled up 20 dubs. I got like 60, mushroom chocolates. And then I put I got a whole jar of gummies. And I'm like, how do you not afraid that like one of those drug sniffing dogs is just not going to be around somewhere and bust you? Man, if you get busted, you just throw that shit away. And I'm like, you just throw it away? I'm sorry, I left that in my bag, and just toss it in the thing? I'm just going to ignore you? It's not mine. First one who touches it wins. I mean, it's a ridiculous concept to me. I'm so paranoid. I would never do that. But this person does it all the time. Everywhere they go. They're rolling joints. They're bringing mushrooms. And they don't have any problems. They've never had any problems. They've been doing this for 20 or 30 years. No problems whatsoever. Me, I'm terribly frightened. I think I'm going to get busted for my melatonin and nose spray. I'm like an old man. I actually did get my nose spray checked one time when I was coming out of the Dominican Republic. I think they thought I was bringing like liquid cocaine or something,
God.
which is a thing, by the way.
I know.
Yeah, because that's what I got in my nose spray. So, I get to the airport. Every flight going that way is usually at nighttime. I get to the airport. It's a 3-4-3 combination inside of the plane.
Oh, in the plane.
Oh,
Yeah.
3-3-3. I'm sorry, 3-3-3 because I'm sitting in comfort. 3-3 and 3.
Right.
In the back, it's 3-4-3, but because you're in comfort, they have extra room.
Yes.
They call it extra room. I fly Virgin Atlantic, operated through Delta. Never flown Virgin Atlantic.
I've heard Virgin's fun.
It is absolutely spectacular. It was a very enjoyable experience.
I have not done
and
it.
I got to fly one of their new planes. It's called A380 something like Neon or something like that. It's like the whole inside has got this weird coloring that changes colors as purple and pinks.
Yep.
And at night it's supposed to help you induce a sleep. But I will say this about every fucking flight that I've taken on the way there. They turn the air conditioning down so
low.
fucking cold.
I know.
And I know what they're doing. They're trying to get your blood to slow down. They're literally trying to slow down your
I didn't
blood
realize
pressure.
that.
Yes, they want you to go to sleep. They want you to be calm and sedate. You
can't
might as well
go to
give me a
sleep when I'm
fucking
that
Xan.
cold.
I know, me either.
I mean, I like it cold when I sleep. But,
me too, but not 55.
Not shivering.
Yeah, it's 55 fucking degrees in there. I say, give me a Xanax and a Bud Light on the way in the door and leave it at
Exactly.
72. I'm cool like
Yep.
that. But on the way back, because the sun is beating on the plane, it's fucking 90 degrees. You can't get it cool enough. So on the way there, I am just so fucking cold. All I want to do is sleep, but I know this is going to happen. I have a long sleeve shirt. I have a hoodie on. I've got my hoodie up. I've got the blanket that they give you wrapped around me, and I am desperately trying to go to sleep, but I can't. Want to know why? Because every 5 fucking minutes, somebody's coming, the guy next to me, and the lady next to him is asking for something to drink. Well, there's 2 aisles, but they always come to my side of the aisle. They can't go over where the couple is actually going to order it. They have to go to my side, and they have to reach over. So now I'm playing.
So wait, you were in the middle?
No, I'm in one of the. I'm in the middle.
The middle
Yep.
aisle.
I'm in the middle.
the middle row of seats. Okay.
And I got an aisle seat.
And you got the aisle.
Right, so
Okay.
on the left side of the plane, I'm sitting on the left side of the plane, but that's where the stewardess is. The flight attendants keep walking up and down. So it seems like every time that flight attendant came by, this guy needed something or that lady needed. I've never met a couple who needed so many things on an airplane. How many cups of orange juice can you have? How many cups of how many refills in coffee? You need an extra pillow. You need some warm socks. Do you have an extra blanket? How do I turn on the TV? My earphones aren't working. God damn it. Shut up. Go to sleep.
That's why I just go ahead and order 3
Bloody Marys?
Yeah, 3 vodkas.
Right, you do that right off the top?
Yeah, right off the top.
You just say 3. Say, give me 3 vodkas? Do they do that for you?
Yeah.
They do?
Oh, yeah.
They just give it to you.
No, I'm kidding. I haven't done the 3, but doubles.
Double
for
I can
sure.
understand.
Yeah.
Double I get.
They do
But if
give
you
it
do
too.
3,
I haven't tried
I would
3.
think
Now I'm
there's
going to try 3.
An air marshal or something that's going to approach you.
Well, that way I don't have to keep asking.
Well, no, I think that's considerate. I
Yes.
really do. Because if I'm the guy it's sitting in the middle, they're obviously a couple. If I'm those 2 people, I'm recognizing that the poor bastard next to me is trying to sleep, and I'm saying, can we get it all in one shot? Can
Yeah,
we take care of all
that's
the
what I
problems
try
in
and
one
do.
shot? So then finally there's a 2-hour lull where none of this is happening and everybody's asleep. Now it's 2 in the morning, right? 3 in the morning, whatever it is. And I just cannot go the fuck to sleep. My head keeps bobbing. I keep falling.
the bobbing head.
The bobbing head. It's so annoying. Who can solve the bobbing head? And it doesn't.
If you have supposedly if you have that pillow thing that goes around
I had
your
it.
neck,
It didn't work.
It
yeah,
doesn't.
It makes me uncomfortable.
It does.
It gives me a crick
I
in my
want
neck.
it to work, and I keep it in my suitcase. When I put my suitcase up after I've been somewhere,
Yeah.
it's there, and I think about taking it each time, and I don't.
Yeah, because
I remember that
it's no good. Yeah, I just wasted. And you know what? I've bought 3 of them. Every time I fucking go on a long trip, I walk
Yeah.
into one of those stores
Yeah.
because I got way too much time on my hands because, of course, I'm paranoid I'm going to miss my flight, especially the international flights. The domestic flights, I'll show up an hour before, 45 minutes before. I don't give a shit. I'm going to make it. I know it. I got that special walk-through, whatever, clear
Yes,
bullshit,
TSA.
right? It's the best thing I ever bought.
Oh,
best thing I
so
ever
good.
did. Yeah. Best thing ever. They don't even look at your shit. They don't even care. They're like,
You don't take
whatever.
your shoes off, nothing. You just walk through.
Bomb, 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 bomb. Whatever. They just walk through. Doesn't really matter. They're like, we checked you out. You're
Yeah.
cool. So I'm just so freezing cold and the head bobbing and the whole 9 yards. I cannot get comfortable. So of course I do not sleep. I get to Heathrow. It's a lovely airport. They have the automated customs. You just put your passport down, and if you're not causing any trouble or they don't think you're I automatically assumed that what was going to come up on the screen was the commercial break. Stop, 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 stop. The whole airport's going to shut down.
Stop him now.
Stop him! These are crimes of indecency and boredom. So I go right through. I get in a cab.
Did you get one of those special cabs?
I got one of the special cabs.
The black? Is it the black cabs?
They're black now. Yep.
Okay, yeah.
So they're black cabs, and they're all brand new, and they're all electric or hybrid. All of them. Like, it's this new law. You have to pay money if you have an older vehicle and it's not up to snuff with their high emission standards, like the very low tolerance they have for carbon monoxide. If you're not, when you go into this zone in London, you have to pay a £5 tax for driving your car at a certain time when you don't have the lowest of emissions. So these cabs, they're all like highly efficient. So what it is you open the door backwards like they do, right? Open the door, and it is a bench, a 3-person bench in the back. Then the driver's up front, and then there's all the space in front of you. It's like a minivan, but it's just empty with carpet. But they have these fold-down seats against the wall where the driver sits. So there's like a wall, and then there's the driver, right? The wall has plexiglass, I'm assuming for safety. And then there's these chairs that just fold down off the wall in case you have more people.
Right.
But it's just me. So I'm loving this. I get in the cab and I'm like, this is lovely, spacious. I kick my legs out. I ignore whatever the cab driver is saying. I put my headphones in, and I don't want to have a conversation about it. But yeah, I don't like, I'm not all about having, sometimes, but not normally.
Yeah, sometimes, but not normally.
But I'm a little, like, I don't want to be so rude that I write it on the Uber request. Do you know what I'm saying? Like at the Uber request, it says, what is your preference for talking? Yeah. I mean, do you really want to be a dick right off the get? You might be missing an interesting conversation. So I always put no preference.
Right.
But then if I sense that something's going sideways, like I really don't want to, I put my headphones in and I say, I got to watch something for work.
Yeah.
It's a British comedy television show.
That's a good that's a good tactic.
I got to sharpen up my language skills. Language. Yeah, asshole. You're in Langdon. It took me in morning traffic 1 hour, 38 minutes to get to my hotel.
Wow.
1 hour and 38 minutes. I probably could have walked there faster. I mean, not really, but it was, we
that seems really long.
Never sat in worse traffic in my entire life. It was awful. And it was going like 3 miles per hour the entire time.
That's why everybody takes the tube.
I should have taken the tube. I don't know why I didn't take the tube. I just felt like I'm too good for the tube. And if the commercial break's paying the bill, might as well just swipe that credit card. They're not getting paid back anyway. What does it matter?
Free money.
Free money. They're stupid because they gave me the credit limit that was really high. And now that I'm reaching that credit limit, they're stupid because I'm not going to pay them back. I get to the hotel and I'm like, okay, Bryan, you're feeling good, large and in charge. First thing you got to do after an international flight, you take a fucking shower because that's what you do.
Yes.
You take a fucking shower. And I'm like, great. I'm going to hit the town. It's now noon. I'm going to get a bite to eat. I'm going to hit the town. I'm
Fish
going to
and
walk.
chips?
I got a burger. Is what I got. I ordered a burger from room service. They brought it up post-taste. Lovely hotel, The Standard in London. I get this burger. It's delicious. It's exactly what the doctor ordered. It wasn't whatever they were serving on the plane that just didn't even look edible. But so I eat this burger and I'm like, okay, let's go. We're going to get ready. I turn on that fucking ITV. There's that ITV that you and I have sat and watched so many times. And now I'm watching it live. And they have on, some lady who broke a knee riding a vibrator or something. I don't know what it was. But I thought to myself, this is what it's all about. I'm in London. I'm watching British television live as I do in my own studio. How amazing is this? And Krissy, I just lay down just for 1 second to watch this.
2 seconds, you're out.
2 seconds, I was done.
Oh, yeah.
I was gone. I was in La La Land. The phone's ringing. I don't care. I got my shoes on. I'm just dead asleep. And I woke up 3 hours later, 3.5 hours later, and I was like, fuck, I fucked myself. Now, I needed it, but now I know that I'm probably...
Listen to your body.
I should listen to your body. My body says, please do exercise. Stop accelerating aging with your silly habits and sunshine on the sunbed. They had a tanning place right next door. I thought about sneaking in. I swear to God I did.
No.
So I get up and then I decide I'm just going to hit the town and I'm going to walk around. It's such a wonderful place. The train stations oftentimes are the places where you go where there's there's a lot of action happening. But then I'm slipping in and out of these little alleyways, and I stop by for this, and I'm eating that.
I love the little alleyways.
It was just a wonderful, wonderful day. But so I get home, I walk back to the hotel. Let's call it 7:30. I get something to eat again. I go back up to the room. I take another shower. And I'm like, great, I'm feeling a little tired. Let's go to bed. It takes me 3 fucking hours to go to sleep. Oh, no. So now it's like 10:30, 11:30 at night in local time, 10:30, 11:30 at night.
And the anxiety makes you keep staying up anyways because you're like, I need to go to sleep.
I need to go to sleep. Yeah. Even though I had one like that, I had a Tuesday that was like the day after the day that I got in was just for me. I had nothing to do, no conference, no nothing. I was just going to see London. But I wanted to wake up early to do that. So I go to sleep at like 10:30 or 11:30 at night, and Krissy, 4:51 in the morning, all of a sudden, I don't know how the best way to put this is. Here, let me do this. I'm going to do this with our music. Okay, 4:51 in the morning. Imagine this, the TV just pops on. And it's just got this music, and every 15 seconds, it just goes up, and up, and up, and up, until it is full bore. 3 minutes later, it is fucking blasting. It's at the top volume. You can see the volume button just raising itself. I'm trying to turn it off with the remote. I'm trying to find the plug so I can unplug the wall. I'm ready to take the goddamn thing off the TV, off the wall. I swear to God, I am.
Was that like the alarm function on the TV?
It was the alarm function on the TV, but I didn't know this. I had no idea what was going on at the time. So I have one of those like cordless phones in there, and the hotel phone, the cordless phone. So I take the cordless phone, I run and I open the door and I stick my head out there because you can't hear a fucking thing when you're in the room. It's like, it's just blaring loud. And so I'm like, hey, I got this TV. It turned on. It won't. Sorry, sir. We'll be right up. My remote doesn't work. We'll be right up. Blah, 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 blah. So I hang up the phone, but now I'm staying outside the room because it's so loud. I can't stand being in there. Then all of a sudden, the guy next door to me opens the door. He looks out and he goes, "Hey, everything okay over there?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm so sorry. It's my TV. I know it's your TV. I can hear it clear as day in my room." I said, "Yeah, I know. Something's wrong with the TV." "I'd say so." I'm like, "All right, dickhead, I know. Something's wrong with the TV." Krissy, I woke up the entire half of the building. I'm sure of it. People were poking their heads out the doors like, what the fuck is going on? Why do we have ITV blasting at 100 outside the door? Finally, somebody came up and turned it off. But now it's 4:51 and I am fucking up. Here's the good news about London. They are so far north that 4:51 in the morning is when the sun comes up.
Oh.
It is sunny at 5:15 in the morning there.
Wow.
Sunny, full sun going on 5:15 in the morning, and it still doesn't get dark until like 7, 8 at night. So I thought to myself, okay, I'm just going to ride this out. Let's just do it.
Ride it out.
Let's get up. Let's go get a cup of coffee at one of these train stations where they have everything, and then let's go hit the town. And that is exactly what I did until
you got to see the morning dew.
I did get to see the morning dew. Yes, and a few strange people on the streets. London has its problems too. And here's my question. Here's the biggest challenge that I have in London. I'm going to be real honest with you. The biggest challenge I had, which side of the street do I walk on?
Oh, the sidewalk treaty.
The sidewalk treaty, because it felt like everybody wanted to. I felt like they should be walking on the left since that's how they drive.
Right.
That's where they're taking their visual cues from. Let's be on the left-hand side. But every time I would be on the left-hand side, people would give me fucking looks. They're looking at me like I'm an asshole. And I'm like, guys, I'm just doing what you're doing. Like, isn't this thing?
You just thought it was opposite.
And you can't tell because some people are walking on the right and some people are walking on the left. It's so confusing. And people really give you ugly looks. Like, they're British looks, so they're not that ugly. It's not like an American ugly.
Stern.
Yeah, it's not like I'm going to take out an AR-15, but it's,
Yeah.
You're breaking decorum. It's rude. But I honestly had no idea what side I would love somebody in the audience because I know we have a lot of.
Did you Google it?
No, Google it. What do you mean, Google it? Which
Google
side of the
knows
street
all.
should I walk on?
In London.
I think they walk. My personal opinion is I think a majority of people do walk on the right-hand side. I think that's what I learned over my course of 5 days there, is that they do walk on the right side, just like we do here or you should, just like we do here in the United States. But man, it's really hard to tell.
Yeah.
And I caught a lot of bad looks. It could have been that, or it could have just been that I'm Bryan from the commercial break, and people are like, don't bring your brand of instancy here, sir. Sir! London was beautiful, man.
Oh, wow.
London was beautiful. And on the plane, so we do the podcast conference. I head back home, that early morning flight.
Did they get the commercial break right this time?
I was the moderator, so yes, I got the commercial break right. Actually, you want to know the truth? Is that I forgot to tell everybody I was from the commercial break. The one fucking reason I'm up there, I didn't even intro myself. I was just like, hey, I'm Bryan Green. I'll be your panel moderator today.
After all that.
I talked about AdvertiseCast, but I forgot to say the commercial break. And man, after I got off that stage, I got like 30 LinkedIn requests, which is great, but I don't know what that means. I don't know what we do next. I don't know what we do next. What's the appropriate thing? Do I say hi, or do I just wait for them to contact me, I guess?
Yeah, they just wanted to be connected
Yeah,
to you.
I've never quite gotten LinkedIn. Like, I understand it's an online resume, and then it's there's a social function to it.
Yeah,
But-
I used to use it so much because I was a recruiter
Yeah.
for years. And so I used to use it so much to try and find, candidates to
Yep.
recruit to the companies that we worked with. And now I never want to see it again.
I don't think that this on my current resume, co-host and creator of the commercial break, sounds really unimpressive because no one knows who we fucking are. So it's like, why even put that? So I just put business owner.
Entrepreneur.
Businessman. What was I got? One guy?
Startup founder.
I do business. That one guy on the British dating show.
I do business.
Yeah. He's like, I'm a business person. Oh, are you? I do business. Do you remember? I think,
Yes.
way the first episode or second episode of the commercial break, we were talking about this, and we were going to get business cards made that's at Bryan and Krissy. Business people.
Business people, yeah.
I still want to execute on that.
We're in the business of business.
We're in the business of business. That was the name of one of the episodes. I think our second or third episode. Wow, that's going way back. We're like almost 400 episodes into this dumb thing.
I
Can you
know.
believe that?
I cannot.
Crazy.
I cannot.
I now have more hours of the commercial break than I do attending my children.
And that's not counting the lost episodes.
Oh my God, don't even think we talk about the lost episodes. I'm having all of our employees sign legally binding non-disclosure acts.
NDAs.
Yeah, because they ever get at those, we're dead. So then I pleasantly report that I thought it was going to take an hour and a half to get back to the airport. So I ordered the Uber like 4 hours before my flight, figuring that it only took 20 minutes to get to the airport.
So
I
just
was
a time
there
of
so
day
early.
situation.
Yeah. And I want to tell you something about London Heathrow that I think needs to be adopted here in the United States. I don't know if it can be adopted, but I would like it to be adopted. In Atlanta, at least, when you check into your flight 24 hours ahead of time, you likely know which gate you're going to. Mm-hmm. It says it right there on the application. In London, it does not work that way. Here's how it works. You show up to the airport, and only when they're ready to board the plane do they tell you which gate you're supposed to go to. Not even kidding. Everything is a common seating area in a mall, kind of like, right? An airport mall, but a very nice airport mall. It's all common seating. And then on the outside of that mall, they have 2 hallways, and those 2 hallways are for the planes to park and for people to come in and out. So each gate has its own little area, but it's not really supposed to be a sitting area. So I get to the airport and I'm a little bit confused as to what's going on. I'm like, well, what am I supposed to be? But it says, go to Terminal F. So I go to Terminal F. I go look on the board again. Gate to be announced 9:50 a.m. We're supposed to leave at 10:50 a.m., 10:40 a.m. So at 9:50 exactly, it then says...
So an hour before it leaves.
An hour before it leaves, when they're ready to get people in the door. And then it says, please proceed to gate whatever, 13. So I just happened to see this on the board as I was walking by as it turned, right? So I'm like, oh, okay, let me go to gate 13. So I go to gate 13. I'm in group 2 or 3 or whatever it is. I go to gate 13. There's not even 9 people that have showed up for the flight yet. And the lady's like, we're ready to start boarding our flight for Atlanta. Anybody that needs more time down the jetway and our first class passengers. Only one person approached in a wheelchair. That's it, one person. And she's like, we're now ready to seat first class, groups 2 and 3. I'm the first one on the plane.
That sounds nice.
I'm like literally one of the first 5 people on the plane. Krissy, no getting up like when I was on my way to London. Everybody has to stand in a goddamn line.
I hate the standing in the line. I refuse to do it.
Me too. Stop it.
I'm like, there's no reason.
Stop acting like a 2-year-old.
Like,
Stop it.
Vying for a place
Position.
in the line.
Yeah, like, and then people cut each other off and they're rude as fuck and they don't say anything. Stop with your bullshit. You know who you are. You're rude as fuck and no one likes you because your behavior is obnoxiously spoiled. You have a place on the plane.
I know, that's my point with Jeff.
Yes.
He always wants to get to the gate early, go do all this early. And I'm like, we have a reserved seat.
We have a reserved seat. It's not going anywhere. And if you're fearful that your luggage is not going to fit in there, you're probably carrying too much luggage in the first place. And they'll put it under the plane for goddamn free. Yeah. We all know the gig. If you don't want to check your bags, just wait until they tell you if anybody has any bags they want to check. That's it. It's free. There you go. I just gave you a workaround. Brian just saved you $25.
You get it right when you come off the plane, too.
That's right. They literally throw it up there for you. You're the idiot that packed too much. Here's a special privilege. People are assholes. Stop it, guys. If you're one of them, I welcome you over into the land of civility. Come on over. You're welcome. Anybody who ignores what I'm saying is a flat-out ass clown. Stop it. When they call your number, then you stand up and you walk and go get on the plane. That's what you do. 55 to 100 people standing in front of the line, making it harder for everyone who's supposed to be getting on the plane to do so, is just causing more drama and time to be spent getting people on the plane.
Well, I know.
Fucking hate it.
I know. And there's not only the line that's before you get your scan, you get scanned. Then there's the line when you just get in the tube.
When you get into the tube.
Like
that's right. Yeah. So where do you think you're fucking going, Speedy Jolly? Some lady, and I'm sorry, ladies and guys, you know, if a lady was to walk in front of me, I would say, yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Or somebody who obviously needed help or an older person was to walk in front of me. But some lady, literally there's like 15 of us standing in a line to get on the plane after our number has been called appropriately. And some lady just walks right in front of me and stands right there, turns her head, has her earphones on, talking to whoever. Oh, I went on a date with him. He didn't even want to pay for dinner. You know why I didn't pay for dinner? Because you're fucking rude. That's why. Never going to get married. No one likes you. Stop it. Because you're one of those people. And those people, trust me, their life is not siloed into just, I'm just rude when the plane comes.
Correct.
No, you're just rude in fucking general. Mm-hmm. You're entitled. You're spoiled. Fucking stop it. People with children, people in wheelchairs, people who need special time, those people go first. Then, and only then, when they call your number, do you actually go get on the fucking plane. And you know what you do? You don't stand in the front of the fucking line waiting for your number to be called. God forbid your 500-pound fucking ass doesn't get free Cheetos before everybody else. Stop it. Stop.
That's that.
God damn it. Put it on the treaty. Oh, I think we already have it on the treaty, don't we?
Well,
I think we already have it on the treaty.
We've got a no foot thing about the
No. I think we already have this on the treaty because I think if you remember,
look at the treaty.
One time on
Let me consult the treaty.
One time on the way to Vegas, our plane was delayed and delayed and delayed and delayed, and when we finally got on the plane, they sent fucking Mary.
The things we have on the treaty
I know.
are funny.
When we were going to get on the plane, they sent Mary fucking.
We do have an airplane gate treaty.
Oh, there you go.
It's on there.
They have Mary fucking Poppins show up to board this plane, and Krissy, I will tell you what, everybody was right in fucking tow. This lady was like, when people were standing up, she's like, "Why are you getting up?" Why?
Yeah.
Remember that? Remember the story I told?
Yes.
She was like, why are you getting up? And then when they said extra people need extra time to get on the plane, some old cratchety ass Karen gets up and she comes walking, I don't know. I'm just assuming too many Popeyes biscuits. I don't even know why she needed extra time getting down the airplane. But this fucking lady, Krissy, she was driving me crazy. And this Mary Poppins of an attendant put her right in her place. She was like, why do you, and she was on the microphone too. She was on the microphone. We're now just going to board, not children, not parents with children. We are just boarding those who need extra time to get down the jetway. No one else needs to stand up. No one else needs to be in line. Excuse me, sir, sit down. No one else needs to be on.
I love it.
And then she's like, ma'am, why are you getting up? Why are you coming here? And you can hear the lady, I need extra time. Why do you need extra time? She's doing it on the microphone. Why do you need extra time? No, I'm sorry, ma'am. Being slow is not a reason to need extra time down the jetway. And she's like, I go down every time. I get on every time. Not this time, ma'am. Sit down. And she's like, I want to talk to your supervisor. I am a supervisor. Sit down. When your number gets called, what number are you? 4? Well, we still got 4 more to go because we haven't even started. There you go. She was awesome. And I was like, holy shit. Everybody, most common sense people around me were like, yes, ma'am.
That's right.
Ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Do that. Tell that Karen to go back to Idaho, wherever she's from. It was a sight to behold. And in London, by not telling you which gate you're supposed to be at until the moment when it's ready to board, it prevents everybody standing there. And you know what? Everybody got on the plane. It's amazing how that happened. Everybody got on the plane. They didn't leave anybody behind. You had a reserved seat. You fucking twad. Swear to God. Oh, and then I'll say this briefly because, I know we can't go on forever here, but I'll say this briefly. Next episode or some episode, remind me to tell you about the people who literally make the airplane their apartment by just making themselves at home in every which way to Sunday. Putting their socks in a drawer, they're folding up their clothes and putting it on my knee. It's a whole thing because you know what? That's what this is all about, is you making sure you're as comfortable as you possibly can so that I'm as uncomfortable as possibly can be. It's unbelievable. I'm back from London.
Whee!
In a great mood.
I'm glad you had a successful trip.
I did. We did have a successful trip. Thank you to everybody who's been so supportive of the commercial break over the years. We really, really appreciate it. I know there's some of you that have been listening from episode 1. I don't know who you are, but I do know a couple of you, but whoever you are, thank you so much. Thank you, Autobot, for listening to
exactly.
every week and downloading the show. We are just in love with our fans. We're in love with the nice things you say about us online and to our faces. Thank you so much.
And if you have a treaty suggestion, let us know.
Yeah, if you have a treaty suggestion, send it on in. We'll throw it on that piece of paper. Nothing will ever get done. Don't worry about it.
Exactly.
We're changing the world one nonsensical request at a time. But you know what you can do? And I get so many questions. I've had these since the beginning of the show. How can I help the commercial break? How can I help you? You know what you can do? You can leave us a review on Apple. Go there, say a few nice words, click 5 stars, whatever, how many stars you think we own. However many stars you think we deserve. Go do that. It really does help the show, gets the word out to new people, and we certainly would appreciate it. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, brand new episodes. TCBpodcast.com is where you can listen to all of them, all the audio, all the video, right there from one location. And if you want your free 21 EPM sticker, 21 ejaculations per month, your free 21 EPM sticker, we'd love to send you one. Go to TCBpodcast.com. Hit the Contact Us button, send us your physical address, and we'll send you out a sticker. And if you want us to sign it or say something nice or whatever, we'll be happy to do that too. 1-855-TCB-8383. 1-855-TCB-8383. That is the phone line where you can text us. Comments, questions, concerns, content ideas, we're taking them all. 855-TCB-8383. Toll free from anywhere in the world. We'll pick up the charges. YouTube.com/The Commercial Break. Fully edited episodes, all of them, the same day they air here on the audio feed. We'd love you to go there, subscribe to the channel, like, comment, whatever. You know how to do it. Do your thing. At The Commercial Break on Instagram. TCB Podcast on TikTok if you're so interested. People like that TikTok, man. I'm telling you what. They like it.
It's a thing.
It is a thing. I hear the kids are doing it. All right, Krissy, well, I guess that's all I can do for now.
I think so.
Still, I'll tell you that I love you.
And I love you.
And best to you.
Best to you.
And best to you out there in the podcast universe. Until next time, Krissy and I always say, we do say, and we must say,
Goodbye.